I want to say this. I want to be on the record. Drake's going to be, he's on that R. Kelly tip.
You think so?
Drizzy Drake likes him young.
What?
He does. It's somewhat known already, but this is one of those things where I want to, you got to say something. Like, remember Louis, that whole thing?
Yeah.
And, like, we knew about that.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I don't know. Drizzy Drake's into the young ones. He's going to get in the next 5 years.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Love me some Drizzy Drake, dude.
Now let's talk about Drake. Imagine being 40 years old, bedazzling a jacket like it's some middle school art project just to throw shade at Kendrick Lamar. Yes, that actually happened. Drake stepped out rocking a glittered up diss jacket, and honestly, it's getting harder and harder to take this circus seriously. Hit that like and subscribe because this whole thing is too wild. Drake has officially turned the OVO stage into a traveling clown show, and he doesn't even realize it. What he thinks is making a statement has now turned into his very own humiliation tour, and each stop just gets stranger. It's like he's unknowingly putting on a show for people to laugh at, not vibe with. And before I go deeper, let me just say again, hit that like and subscribe because trust me, I need backup for this madness. At his latest show, Drake pulled a stunt so bizarre, it reminded people of the corny stuff he probably did back in his Degrassi days, or even like the advice texting phase he had with the Stranger Things kids. It's embarrassing on a whole new level. Think about it. In a moment where his songs aren't charting like before, his reputation is slipping, and even his Iceman cool factor is melting away, he still chose to step onto that stage sparkling like a disco ball, only to throw another awkward shot at Kendrick Lamar. Instead of bouncing back strong, Drake is just doubling down on weirdness and the world is watching. On one hand, it's clear Drake really wants a round two with Kendrick, but instead of stepping up and saying his name like a real challenger, he's out here throwing little signals and strange beacons that don't even make sense. It's like watching somebody slowly lose their grip on reality because Drake isn't focused on the music anymore. He's stuck in his own head. And let's be real, Drake is terrified of Kendrick. He'll build entire sets, moments, and narratives around dissing him, but he never dares to speak his name directly. It's like he's obsessed but scared at the same time. So instead, he does this weird thing where he hints at Kendrick in coded ways, like some bizarre riddle, hoping his fans pick it up while Kendrick himself just shrugs. That's how badly he wants to avoid provoking another track from him. Instead of focusing on good music, Drake is out here acting like some Disney Channel character, trying to outsmart everyone with little mind games. But really, it just makes him look childish, like his so-called Iceman persona is melting into a puddle for the world to see. And when the pressure builds, Drake doesn't face it head on. He distracts, he plays games, and he tries to spin everything into some fake round two setup. And the craziest part? His fans are gassing him up like he just dropped Ether 2.0. They'll cheer for anything he does, no matter how weak it is. At this point, Drake could walk on stage with glitter sneakers and hum nursery rhymes, and his diehards would act like it's a masterpiece. That blind loyalty is dangerous because it proves more and more that Drake isn't just fading, he's morphing into the hip-hop version of something nobody wants to admit. At this point, there's no stronger proof of Drake's meltdown than what he just pulled, because now, beyond the smoke and mirrors, the goofy signals, and the nonsense his fans keep eating up, Drake is actually making merch to showcase the madness. Yes, he's selling his humiliation like it's high fashion, and people are lining up for it. This is where it turns ugly, because instead of handling the pressure like a grown man, Drake bedazzled a jacket, literally bedazzled it, like he was back in middle school arts and crafts class. And let's not forget, this is the same guy who once brought questionable guests on stage, now rocking a glittery coat that looks like it came from a high school home ec project gone wrong. What did it say? "I know what you did last summer," written in his so-called Iceman font. The crowd gasped, but not out of respect, out of disbelief. It was clearly aimed at Kendrick Lamar and the unforgettable Not Like Us performance at the Pop-Out concert. The same moment that reminded everybody just how powerful real rap energy feels. And yet here we are, watching a 40-year-old man strut around with a sparkly jacket as if that's some kind of devastating clapback. Let's be real, Drake knows exactly what went down last summer. He knows Not Like Us was the biggest rap anthem in years, and he knows his own response tracks couldn't measure up. They actually made his brand look weaker week after week. Instead of bouncing back, he turned himself into a walking circus, and this jacket was just the latest act under the big top. So what now? Are we supposed to be intimidated by sequins? Is Kendrick supposed to crumble at the sight of rhinestones spelling out a movie reference? Please. Drake's desperate moves aren't scaring anyone. If anything, they're giving the world more reasons to laugh. Is anybody out here supposed to be intimidated by this? Seriously, is Drake bedazzling a jacket supposed to make anyone second guess what happened over the last year? Is a rhinestone coat really the move that makes Kendrick Lamar flinch? Come on, let's dig deeper, because Drake didn't just wear this thing, he tried to make it the entire theme of his show. He flexed it, showed it off, and paraded around like it was some kind of trophy. And of course, his fans lost their minds, acting like he just dropped the greatest diss ever. But what exactly was Drake trying to say? That he's ready for round two? That he's got some master plan tied into wild conspiracy theories around Not Like Us? Or maybe he thinks he's pulling a rabbit out of a hat with all this fake time travel and crystal ball nonsense he once slipped into Family Matters. But here's the truth. No matter what Drake tries to spin, we know those so-called setups, the nowhere to hide bars, the fake prophecy vibes, are nothing but sloppy distractions. He arrogantly stuffed them into his music thinking he was slick, but they never landed. And this jacket? It's just the same recycled trick in sparkly packaging. Because when you actually break it down, Drake has nothing on Kendrick, nothing. All he can do is act like he's holding some secret weapon, when in reality, the only thing he's holding is a bedazzled piece of fabric that looks like it belongs in a thrift shop. And with every show, every clue, every weak flex, it's more obvious that Drake's career isn't being saved. It's spiraling. What we're witnessing isn't dominance. It's a downfall in real time. Drake isn't cementing his legacy. He's setting himself up for one of the ugliest fall-offs in music history, and the jacket will go down as a symbol of it. This has to be one of the most baffling things I've ever seen. Drake is doubling, tripling, even quadrupling down on the same tired gimmicks, as if empty arrogance is enough to save him. Despite taking one of the biggest whoopings of his career, he's still clinging to the same formula: smoke, mirrors, and ego. Think about it. For over a year now, we've been stuck watching this same routine, and it's only gotten worse. We've gone from weak diss tracks to Drake bedazzling a jacket like it's supposed to be some kind of nuclear red button, the big reveal that'll shock the world. But when the curtain lifts, there's nothing there. Every time he's supposed to deliver, he folds. Every time he promises a knockout move, he comes up empty. What we're really seeing is Drake copying the same playbook used by the greatest grifters. Keep talking, keep dissing, keep acting like a mastermind, but never actually back it up. He's tricking his fan base into thinking he's got something massive lined up, when the truth is he's got nothing. No accountability, no payoff, just more glitter and more noise. And the wildest part, his fans are eating it up. A bedazzled jacket goes viral, and they react like he just dropped the next ether. Entire arenas are roaring for this man, screaming along like it's karaoke night for the self-proclaimed Iceman. But when you take a step back, it exposes the ugly reality. Drake's hype machine isn't built on strength, it's built on blind loyalty. And that's what makes him such a loud, exhausting presence in hip-hop right now. Instead of elevating the culture, he's milking the circus, dragging out gimmicks, and turning his downfall into a never-ending sideshow. At this point, Drake might never stand at the top podium again. But he's locked in a spot among the loudest, most annoying losers the game has ever seen. It feels like he's destined to stand on the sidelines forever, yelling into the void while real artists keep moving the culture forward. And what's he doing now? Making whole jackets just to diss Kendrick Lamar. This isn't even about music anymore. It's about costumes, gimmicks, and desperate props. Drake's not only rocking the bedazzled jacket, he's actually turning it into merch. He wants his fans to buy shirts, wear them around, and basically advertise their loyalty to his pettiness. It's wild to think that instead of giving us solid tracks, Drake is building a clothing line based on his obsession with another man. And his supporters, they eat it up. They'll buy those shirts, scream at shows, and pretend they don't like Kendrick, all because Drake told them to. That's how low we've sunk. An entire round two rollout that isn't about bars, it's about glitter jackets and fake symbolism. He's making concept albums with vague disses, fictional worlds, and cartoon-level clues that all circle back to one person, Kendrick Lamar. But here's the thing, when you strip all the glitter away, Drake's moves show exactly who he is, petty, bitter, and completely fried. He's tying his legacy so tightly to Kendrick that he can't escape it anymore. And the scariest part? He doesn't even care that this obsession could end up ruining everything he's built. His whole career is being reduced to costumes, coded messages, and bedazzled jackets aimed at one man. Drake might really believe this mess is going to end well for him, like bedazzled jackets and corny stunts will somehow boost his career and protect his name in the long run. But let's keep it real. You're wearing rhinestones to inject yourself into one of the biggest rap battles in decades, maybe even in music history. And instead of looking powerful, you're looking desperate. Because when you strip it down, Drake has nothing. His hand is empty. His entire career is sitting on a ticking clock and the timer's running out. When it finally goes off, everything he's built is going to crumble. Not because Kendrick destroyed him directly, but because Drake destroyed himself by lying on another man's name so recklessly. The wildest part? He's guilty of the very thing he accuses Kendrick of. Drake keeps throwing accusations, but he has no ammo, no real dirt, no real truth. He's trying to scare people with, "I know what you did last summer," stitched onto a sparkly jacket, but it's smoke and mirrors. There's no power behind it, no bite, just empty showmanship. And the only thing he's actually accomplishing with this circus? Cementing his downfall. Years from now, people won't remember Drake for dominance. They'll remember the bedazzled jackets, the fake disses, and the desperate tour that turned his career into a parody of itself. This isn't legacy building. This is legacy ending. Drake is preparing his own downfall in real time, and everybody can see it. He's got nothing left, no cards to play, and no credibility to stand on. The summer we're living through right now, it's the one that marks the collapse of everything he worked for. And now we're watching Drake spiral deeper into the mess he created, because instead of owning up or leveling up, he's hiding behind costumes and cryptic slogans. This isn't the sign of a legend, it's the behavior of somebody terrified of losing everything. The sad truth is, he's already lost the one thing that mattered most: respect. Think about it. Drake used to be untouchable, dropping hits back to back and setting the tone for the culture. Now, he's stuck putting rhinestones on jackets, trying to convince the world he still matters, while Kendrick Lamar is out here dropping tracks that shook the entire industry. That's the contrast, and it couldn't be clearer. And the fallout is brutal. Every weak diss, every corny clue, every bedazzled jacket just digs the hole deeper. Drake isn't building momentum, he's building the blueprint for how not to handle a rap war. Instead of looking like the top dog, he looks like a washed-up showman who's clinging to gimmicks while his credibility slips away. Because here's the bottom line, Drake can't scare Kendrick, he can't silence the critics, and he sure as hell can't rewrite history with sparkly merch. All he's doing is reminding the world that his reign is collapsing, one embarrassing show at a time. And if this is the best he's got for round two, then the ending of his story might already be written. What we're witnessing now isn't just a bad look, it's the unraveling of Drake's entire legacy in real time. The man who once ran the charts and had the culture in a chokehold is now reduced to playing dress-up, spinning conspiracy clues and hoping a bedazzled jacket can distract people from the truth. He's slipping and fast. Kendrick didn't just beat Drake, he exposed him. And instead of fighting back with real bars, Drake chose gimmicks, hoping smoke and glitter would save him. But every show, every forced diss, every empty stunt just proves how hollow his empire has become. The OVO brand doesn't scream dominance anymore, it screams desperation. And the scariest part, this isn't a stumble, this is a collapse. Drake has tied his entire image to a feud he can't win, and in doing so, he's destroying the credibility he spent years building. When history looks back at this moment, people won't remember him as the top dog of rap. They'll remember him as the artist who tried to fight fire with rhinestones and burned his own legacy down. Drake isn't walking toward victory. He's walking straight into one of the ugliest fall-offs in music history, and the world is watching every second of it. Drake is failing, plain and simple. And what this latest stunt shows is that once again, the entire world is about to watch him lose to Kendrick Lamar all over again. With how much he's already taken L after L in this battle, do you really think he's coming back strong now? Because honestly, I don't see it happening. So let's talk about it. What do you think about this latest show? This embarrassing over-the-top diss attempt that Drake aimed at Kendrick? Do you think it has any real impact? Or is it just another sign that Drake has completely lost his edge? And what do you think this message he's trying to send is really about? Is it strategy or just desperation on full display? I can't wait to hear what you've got to say on this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this one is wild. And if you made it this far into the video, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with somebody who's been following this drama too. It helps me out a ton, and it makes sure you don't miss the next update. Now, if you really want the full picture, check out the suggested video, because Drake's so-called round 2 against Kendrick Lamar is only heating up, and trust me, it's not gonna end well for him. See you on the next one.